بشنو این نی چون شکایت می کند، از جدایی ها حکایت می کند. جلال‌الدین محمد Maulana Rumi Balkhi, commonly known as Rumi, is one of the most important Persian poets and Sufi mystics. His poetry, translated in many languages, is beloved all over the world, and he has become a prominent figure in the contemporary spiritual currents. Although he lived 700 years ago in Konya, nowadays Turkey, he has become the best-selling poet in the United States. Rumi's most famous poem is the Reed Song, the prologue to his Magnum Opus, Masnavi Ma'navi, or Mystical Metricals. It is believed to contain within its 18 verses the entirety of Rumi's teachings and worldview. In the last chapter of his life, Rumi was approached by his most trusted disciple, Hesamuddin Chelbi, who asked of him, if you were to compose an epic work of poetry, like the Conference of the Birds by Attar, containing within its allegorical verses and narratives your teachings and your spiritual wisdom, your students will be forever indebted and thankful to you. In response, Rumi took out of his pocket a little piece of paper containing these 18 verses, saying, I have already started this work, but I needed you to ask it of me to recite it out into the world. When dear Filip from Let's Talk Religion asked me to recite the Reed Song in original Persian to be used in his video on Rumi, I decided to make this series of videos where I recite, translate, and interpret these mystical verses using the contemporary scholarship of the field and my own Sufi journey. Let us begin with the first verse of the Reed Song. بشنو این نی چون شکایت می کند، از جدایی ها حکایت می کند. Behold this neigh, how she laments, of separations she narrates. Ney, or a flute made out of reed, metaphorically represents Rumi himself. As the reed is plucked out of the reed bed, Rumi is birthed into this world, separated from oneness. Same as the reed is dried, hollowed, and refined to become ney, Rumi's soul, through the Sufi practice, is purified from its nafs, or earthly self or ego. When played, the ney's wistful harmony echoes the reed's longing for home. Thus, the 25,634 verses following this line are the divine breath translated into Rumi's lament for separation, beautifully woven into the stories he narrates. Some commentators of Masnavi, like Abdur Rahman Jami or Ismail Angravi, believe the ney is a metaphor for Insan Kamil, or the perfect human, who has completely annihilated their nafs or ego to become the perfect example of a sheikh or spiritual master. The ney's lament is seen as a guiding force for aspiring Sufis who want to walk this straight path towards oneness. So Rumi's Mystical Metricals serves as a guidebook for the Sufi path as he translates the teachings of his own sheikh or spiritual master, Shams. This is why, even though Persian is a non-gendered language, I have chosen to use the pronoun she instead of the more accurate it to honor my sheikh, my spiritual master, who identifies as she, her. You are encouraged to read my translations with any other pronoun you see fit. Bahram Beyzai, a prominent scholar in Persian folklore and dramatic literature, in his exploration of the Iranian roots of the renowned book 1001 Nights or Arabian Nights, delves into the concept of a mother tale embedded in the structure of all Middle Eastern legends and myths. This underlying pattern reveals that the purpose of storytelling was to cleanse the listener's soul of its impurities so that it can reach a higher state of being. In 1001 Nights, the tyrannical king who marries a young girl every night only to execute her in the morning undergoes a transformative journey through the narratives shared by his wife Shahrazad, who postpones death each night through her suspenseful storytelling. Beyzai suggests this framework takes on a new manifestation in Rumi's Mystical Metricals, where the tyrant king becomes our earthly selves engrossed in mundane affairs, while Shahrazad acts as the ney, an instrument telling tales of separation to initiate the transformation of the self into the divine spirit. In translating this significant verse, I have endeavored to maintain word-for-word fidelity, rhythmic musicality, and conveying the intended mysteries. That is why, for the first word, beshno, instead of using the more accurate term listen or hear, I have opted for behold. This choice is rooted in a mystical tradition shared among all Abrahamic religions, wherein the holy scriptures of all three faiths commence with the letter B. In the Torah, in Hebrew, we have Bereshit bara Elohim. By the beginning, created Elohim. In the New Testament or the Bible, in Greek, we have Biblos Genesos Iesu Christo, Bible of genealogy of Jesus Christ. And in the Quran, in Arabic, we have Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, by the name of the compassionate, the merciful Allah. Rumi too embraced this tradition by beginning his mystical metricals with Beshno, and I seek to uphold that legacy with Behold. As for the reasons behind this tradition, there are various theories, but my favorite one is that even from a secular scientific perspective, the beginning story of the universe starts with a big bang. If you are intrigued by Rumi's profound verses and want to explore more of his mystical metricals, make sure to subscribe to this channel. My name is Safa Mirror, and I am exploring a performative way of translating the Sufi Persian poetry. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video where we continue with the reed song as we learn what actually is the ney's lament.